I have to give a massive thanks to the city of Edmonton. I mean, they've been different class, Derek. You know, they've done literally everything to create a fortress here, to help this team, to make us feel welcome. We've had the Oilers helping, we've had the Elks helping. The country's behind us, and if we felt it, and you know, the boys delivered tonight.
I just want to go back to the first goal and Johnston's initial shot. And I was thinking to myself, this is why you're in Edmonton with that shot, the way it skipped off the turf and seemed to really take Ochoa by surprise. It looked like it sped up. Was that sort of the thinking when you came up here that this was just going to confound the Mexicans if it was like that?
Look, I just know when you have to go to Azteca and play at altitude, it's tough. When you have to go to Jamaica and play in humidity and heat, it's not easy. These road games are really tough. And every country uses, you know, the terrains as their advantage. So, you know, we've seen this as an advantage. There was a genuine opportunity here to, you know, bring out the Canadian in our players. They've all grown up on plastic pitches, you know, in cold conditions. So, you know, for us, we wanted them to feel like it was home. And for the Mexicans, you know, they had to adapt, like we had to adapt to altitude.
Thank you very much. We'll now go around, and John Molinaro and then followed by Mark Spector, please. John, please.
Thanks, Richard. Hi, John. You know, the decision to swap out Jonathan David and insert Cyle Larin, obviously it paid off big dividends. I mean, can you just talk about that decision? What was the tactical justification on your end?
Yeah, a couple of things. Number one, I think we've got two wonderful strikers, both in great form. One scored one night, the other scored the other. And again, I think with Big Cyle, he was feeling ill the first few days when we got here, and really hadn't eaten for, I think it was 2 days. He hadn't eaten for, he'd had a lot of trouble. And, you know, the squad's deep. So, you know, we were able to rest them out in that first game. But we knew the Mexicans would press high. We knew that they'd get on the front foot, and even more so, you know, given the realities of what they just faced on the US game. So to have Cyle as a point man, someone that could create that link between the lines, and you see how good he is at holding the ball up and bringing other players in. You know, that was a key part of the decision making.
Thanks, John. Congrats.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll go with Mark Spector, followed by Chris Jones.
Hey, John, I kind of got two questions.
Where are you from, Mark? Sorry?
Sportsnet, from Sportsnet.
Thank you.
From Edmonton. Thanks, John. Do you know, for years and years and years, Canada's gone to these places and we've put up with the altitude and the chicanery and the hotel alarms and all of that stuff they put up with, right? And we've never had an answer. We've never been inhospitable to them the way this weather was. So is this a sign maybe that we're ready to compete, not just on the pitch, but we're ready to play the games that everyone's been playing against us for all these years? Are we ready to get in that ring?
Yeah, I mean, if you've been watching the games, you know, we've been scrapping every game. We find every opportunity. I think we can just let people know that this is life or death for us. As I've said, this is a 14-game war. We've only got 6 games left, 6 tough matches. So, you know, we just got to keep our feet on the ground, keep looking for those opportunities to get any 1% that we can on these opponents. You see how tight it is. The group is so tight. This isn't going to be over until the last round, is my belief. So we just have to keep fighting.
This used to be a dumb question, but I'll ask it anyway. Is there any chance you would play soccer here in Edmonton in January?
The only chance at this stage is for me to go back, have a couple of glasses of wine, put my feet up, and then get to the war room with my staff and then start thinking about other things. I mean, we got some ideas on where January needs to be. I think everyone's got to understand the travel realities of January. There's some ridiculous travel commitments there. And we've got to put the players' health, safety, as well as the performance at risk. This isn't about, you know, touring the country and having a celebration. It's about going to the Qatar World Cup. And we'll do everything we need to do that. And then when we qualify, we'll take this team to every city we can to show them. But we got to get there first.
Thank you very much. We'll go with Chris Jones, followed by Joshua Cloak, please.
Hi, John. I'm worried this question will sound like I'm sucking up. This is really fun to watch. And I'm wondering for you, is there joy in this process, in this ride? What is the emotion internally as you now sit in first place with 6 games to go?
Yeah, you've got to enjoy the moment. There's got to be joy in everything we do, but the joy is the learning, the competing, and the performance. They're the 3 elements that joy come from us. Tonight was the top competitor in CONCACAF. There's no better enjoyment than when you get that opportunity to, put your wits against, Tata Martino. That for me is a huge opportunity as a coach. And then, for the players, it's all about the performance, and good work brings that good mood, and they have to put the work in. They have to perform to enjoy it. So, and then the final piece, the learning. The learning's a key bit for all of us. We learned a few things tonight. We learned, that our lads were able to control the game for long periods against a real top opponent. And we learned, the game's not over. It's not over until that whistle blows. That was probably the longest 6 minutes of my bloody life. And thank God for Milan Bojan and everyone else that put their bodies on the line there, to see us through.
Thank you very much. That's the last 3 questions. It's going to be Joshua Cloak, Laura Armstrong, Peter Galindo. Joshua, please.
Hey, John, yesterday you were hesitant to call your team amongst CONCACAF's elite. After the way you guys played today, are you ready to call this team among CONCACAF's elite?
Not until we get to Qatar. We've got to get to Qatar, and that's what I'm asking this country to do. Just keep our feet on the ground, be Canadian, be humble. We've won nothing yet. We're on a bit of a roll at the minute, but the tracks can come off the train very quickly, or the train can come off the tracks, one or the other. Not that great with my quotes, am I? But yeah, I think let's just keep our feet on the ground, and if we qualify for Qatar, then I think this whole country can celebrate and recognise the achievement.
Thank you very much. I believe it's Joshua next. Laura?
Hey, John. It's easy to say when you're watching Alphonso Davies, he maybe had a couple of quiet nights today. His quiet night is relative. But what does it say about this team that Alphonso Davies doesn't have to be the face of it at all times?
Like I say, Alphonso had his moment in Panama, and I've said this to all the guys. You're all going to have big moments. Osorio had his moment in the Azteca. Milan, had a moment against Honduras. That save, still I don't know how he got his finger to that save. So every man will have their moment on this journey, and that's what they keep believing. It is a genuine team effort. And with Alphonso, the beauty with Alphonso is, there's always 3 men around him. And that opens the spaces now for the Cyle Larins, for the, Steffens alongside to set the switch to Richie and Tejon Buchanan. So a lot of players are benefiting from the way teams now are having to deal with Alphonso.
Thank you very much. And we'll wrap up with Peter Galindo, please.
Hey, John, congratulations on the win. I know it's difficult to maybe point out individuals after a game like this, but what did you make of that double pivot of Eustáquio and Hutchinson out there?
Yeah, they did well. It was a bit of a tactical battle. We got wind that Mexico were going to change their structure with a 3 centre-back structure. We've never seen them, do that since Iceland a couple of years ago. So we had to adapt pretty quickly, change some roles and responsibilities. But right at the core was always Eustáquio and Atiba, whether we were playing with that 3-4-3 defensively, or the 4-4-2 defensively. Those two players are really the heartbeat. And the beauty is then you can bring in, Lucas Cavallini, or you can bring in Mark Anthony Kaye into that position. You can bring Sam Piet into those positions, and you get different profiles. But, tonight I think Atiba shows his class. He shows his experience, and Eustáquio shows that he's a real star on the rise.